One of the things we always wanted to do was go to Yellowstone and Yosemite, a cross-country trip, to just see as many things as we could see in a 3-week period of time, and never really got around to doing it. And I decided that that's it, no more waiting, seize the moment, we're just gonna go now and do this. We ended up driving about 9,000 miles, which I drove most of it because I enjoy driving. It was so much fun, and I'm so glad we did it. It was a really awesome time. I was born in Columbus, Ohio. When I was about 7 years old, my parents had finally had enough of the snow and the cold, so my brother and I moved with them down here to Naples in '85, and we've been here ever since.
In 2002, Jennifer met her husband Roger while working at a local gym.
It was kind of like love at first sight. When we first met, it was near her birthday, and I made her like a big tray of brownies, got her a card and all that, and I guess she went home that day and told her mom, oh, look what this guy gave me and all that, and that was it. Ever since then, we've just been together every day.
Jennifer joined Regions as a teller in 2004, but has since moved into private wealth management in her current role as a trust advisor.
Jennifer, as a trust advisor, is a member of a team that includes a wealth advisor and a portfolio manager, most commonly. They work with our private wealth clients to help them achieve their financial goals, and often that means managing a portfolio of their assets. Jennifer's role as a trust advisor puts her in front of the client, and she's an ongoing administrator for that relationship.
Jennifer just has such a warm personality, too, that along with her expertise in the estate planning and all those other areas is where she comes into play and helps the team obtain and maintain the business.
She has a very personal way about her. People respond to her that are our clients, and ultimately she's building key trust, which is such an important aspect from a financial services perspective.
I lost my stepfather, and 6 weeks later lost my mom. The trust in the estate was somewhat in disarray. Emotionally, I really wasn't ready to deal with all of that. And Jennifer had recently started working at the bank and came alongside of me. There was nothing I did that she didn't do. I cleaned scuffs off the walls, she did too. I washed floors and packed boxes, she did too. It would have been a very lonely job. And yet, I felt so comfortable with her. It was as though she was as close as a family member.
And Jennifer means just as much to the Regions associates she mentors.
As a mentor, Jennifer is fantastic. She, really takes into consideration what you might know, what you may not know. I might be a little fuzzy on something, and she would sense my hesitation and just very gently, okay, well, let's look at it this way, and would let me try things on my own instead of just showing me right away.
When I was first diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, it was just kind of, okay, this is what it is. I'm going to deal with it, go through the treatment, and then I'm going to move on from there. It wasn't really the life-altering experience at the time. It was really when the recurrence happened and they told me that now it was stage 4 that I sort of started to reevaluate life and how I lived it, and that's when I really started to change.
When she decided that the medical means of treatment were not as effective as she'd hoped, and she researched and approached this from a holistic and nutritional perspective, I walked in about 6 months after I'd seen it, and she was glowing.
Since my recurrence, I have read mountains of information on cancer, how you get it in the first place, what you can do to help keep it under control on your own, and how to keep it from coming back. And I feel like I'd gained so much knowledge that I just really wanted to somehow share with people. And so I started the blog initially right before our trip to talk to people about nutrition and exercise and how much that can make a difference with preventing cancer and helping with healing yourself.
For someone dealing with that, I knew she was a strong person before, but it's just remarkable how positive she is and takes each day at a time, and nothing gets her down.
Her attitude is not only exciting and not only infectious, it also sort of just sets the tone on how she approaches every day. She approaches every day like I wish I did, and that is, it's a gift and it's a blessing.
She just really has this fire in her, and it's very admirable, and I always look up to her for that.
I am leading a better life, actually, since I've gotten cancer. It's kind of funny, but just taking everything so much more, more grateful for everything, and just, hugging longer and, smiling happier. It really made a big difference.